Welcome back to Future Moto Hub, the channel where tomorrow's machines meet timeless engineering passion. Today's video is not just about a motorcycly broken bar, it's about excess, craftsmanship, engineering art, and pure presence on two wheels. Because what you're looking at isn't simply a chopper, it's one of the most outrageous custom motorcycles ever created and reimagined for modern attention, the 2026 Yamaha BMS Chopper. Now before we talk specs, performance, and price, you need to understand something important. This bike doesn't exist to compete with sport bikes, touring machines, or even traditional cruisers. The Yamaha BMS Chopper exists to dominate attention. It's built to stop conversations, shut down car shows, and redefine what luxury motorcycling looks like. The 2026 interpretation continues the legacy of the legendary BMS Nemesis build, originally crafted from a Yamaha Roadstar platform and transformed into one of the most expensive custom motorcycles ever produced. The modern version keeps that same philosophy alive. Engineering meets sculpture. Let's start with the design, because honestly, that's where this motorcycle rewrites every rule. The first thing you notice is the overwhelming visual impact. Nearly every visible surface is finished in polished metal and gold detailing, giving the bike an appearance closer to high-end jewelry than transportation. The frame flows like liquid metal, eliminating traditional structural clutter. There are no exposed cables, no messy wiring, and almost no mechanical distraction from the visual form. Everything is internally routed: fuel systems, electronics, suspension components, all hidden inside the bodywork to create uninterrupted lines. The result is a motorcycle that looks like it was carved from a single piece of metal. The front end abandons conventional forks entirely. Instead, the BMS Chopper uses a single-sided custom front suspension system, stretching dramatically forward to create that unmistakable chopper silhouette. The rake angle is extreme, giving the bike its long, aggressive stance while maintaining surprising structural balance. And then there's the wheels. Massive custom billet wheels dominate both ends, with an ultra-wide rear tire that feels more like automotive rubber than motorcycle equipment. The rear 360-style tire setup isn't just visual drama, it anchors the bike physically and visually, reinforcing that low-slung muscle stance. But here's where things get truly futuristic for the 2026 evolution. Instead of relying on a traditional kickstand, the motorcycle features an advanced air-ride suspension system. When parked, the entire bike lowers itself to the ground, resting directly on its frame. No stand, no lean angle, just a dramatic drop that looks like the machine is kneeling. And when you're ready to ride, the suspension lifts the bike smoothly back into riding position, even while moving. Earlier versions of this system could raise or lower the bike by roughly 25 centimeters, transforming ride height instantly. That alone makes the BMS Chopper feel more like a concept vehicle than a production motorcycle. Now let's talk about the heart of the machine. Underneath all that artistry sits a massive 1,700cc V-twin engine derived from Yamaha's Roadstar platform. This air-cooled powerhouse focuses less on ultra-high speed and more on torque delivery, exactly what a chopper demands. Acceleration isn't violent like a superbike. Instead, it's smooth, heavy, and commanding. Twist the throttle, and the bike moves forward with effortless authority, delivering deep low-end pull ideal for cruising boulevards or rolling slowly through crowds while every camera turns toward you. This engine configuration was chosen intentionally. Builders retained the reliability and mechanical honesty of Yamaha engineering while wrapping it in extreme customization. Even with its artistic identity, the BMS Chopper remains fully rideable, not just a showroom ornament. Performance-wise, the 2026 version focuses on controlled cruising rather than aggressive cornering. Long wheelbase geometry means stability at speed is exceptional, especially on straight highways. However, tight turns remind you quickly this is a statement machine, not a canyon racer. Riding posture is equally dramatic. The seating position places the rider low into the chassis, feet stretched forward, arms extended wide across custom handlebars. It feels less like riding and more like commanding a throne on wheels. Earlier builds even featured luxury saddle materials resembling royal upholstery, reinforcing the idea that this motorcycle is about presence above practicality. Technology upgrades in the 2026 concept include hidden digital management systems, modern ignition control, upgraded electronic throttle mapping, and improved suspension responsiveness, all carefully concealed so nothing disrupts the minimalist aesthetic. Lighting elements are seamlessly integrated into the bodywork. Indicators, brake lights, and running lights appear almost invisible until activated, glowing through sculpted surfaces instead of protruding externally. And this leads us to the biggest question everyone asks: how much does something like this cost? Historically, the Yamaha BMS Chopper has been valued anywhere between $500,000 in build cost to multi-million-dollar collector estimates depending on rarity and customization level. Some listings and rankings have placed its perceived value as high as $3 million due to uniqueness and craftsmanship. For a modern 2026 commission build or equivalent recreation, realistic pricing would land between $750,000 and $3 million, depending on materials, gold plating extent, and bespoke customization requested by the buyer. Yes, this is hypercar territory. But here's the thing: you're not buying transportation, you're buying exclusivity. Only a handful of machines like this exist worldwide. Each build is effectively one of one, handcrafted over thousands of labor hours. Earlier versions alone required months of 18-hour workdays just to complete fabrication and finishing. And that exclusivity becomes the bike's ultimate selling point. The Yamaha BMS Chopper isn't designed for mass production riders. It targets collectors, celebrities, luxury enthusiasts, and custom culture icons who want something no dealership can offer. It blends motorcycle engineering, luxury art, and performance identity into a rolling centerpiece. Unique selling points: first, a unmatched visual identity. Nothing else on the road looks remotely similar. Second, a soft-flowering air suspension eliminating the need for a kickstand. Third, a fully hidden mechanical architecture creating seamless design flow. Fourth, a handcrafted construction using premium metals, custom machining, and artistic fabrication. And finally, a cultural status. Owning a BMS Chopper places you in an elite category of motorcycle ownership where the machine becomes part of automotive history rather than just transportation. So what is the 2026 Yamaha BMS Chopper really? It's not the fastest bike, it's not the most practical, and it definitely isn't built for everyday commuting. It's a moving sculpture powered by Yamaha reliability, a fusion of rebellion, luxury, and engineering imagination. A motorcycle that proves two wheels can still shock the world. And in an era dominated by electric efficiency and aerodynamic minimalism, the BMS Chopper stands proudly as something unapologetically excessive. Because sometimes a broken bar performance isn't measured in lap times. Sometimes performance is measured by how long people stare after you ride past. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the wildest machines ever imagined, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Future Moto Hub for more future legends, concept motorcycles, and extreme two-wheel innovation. Until next ride day, stay fast, stay curious, and keep your engines alive.